Hello guys, today I wanted to talk about some of my favorite games and what makes a game good in my opinion. So I'm going to be going over top 5 games for me, but first I want to do what makes a game good to me. First off, I am an absolute sucker for a sad twist in a story. It doesn't even matter if it's cliche, as long as it is somewhat sad or like angering. Like I love video games with twists in them, even if they're cliche. I'm just a sucker for that. I love a good storyline, and I like at least one or two good twists throughout the game. I really like freedom of choice and being able, like, freedom of builds and whatnot, or like being able to choose how you go through the game, like if you want to do stealth or like if it's class based, stuff like that. I'm an absolute sucker for stuff like that too. I like first person. I'm not a huge fan of third person games. I don't know what about it. I'm just not a huge fan of it. It just makes me feel a little more immersed in the game. Um, Having good character design and a respectable character, what's the word? Da 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 da. Man, what's the word I'm thinking about? Assembly of good characters with decent character design. Decent character design in general can make or break a game. Like, if you have garbage characters that you don't care about, no one's gonna want to play your game. No one's really gonna give a damn about it. So that's one thing that I also find to be very important. I like huge worlds. I like having some things being more slow-paced and fast-paced. Like an evenly paced game, I don't find to be too terribly fun. And I like it even more, extra points, if you can set your own pace throughout it. If you want to play missions slower, or if you can just blow through it. I like being able to do that. Another thing that most games don't do that pisses me off is when they don't give you the chance to skip a tutorial in New Game Plus. This is a beef that I have with many games. When you can't skip a tutorial in New Game Plus, that makes me very mad. Just because it feels like a waste of time. It's like, I already know how to play the game. Why are you wasting my time with this? That's one thing that really annoys me. Let's see, what else makes a good game? I like having at least one relatable character throughout a game, or like a character not so much of being able to relate to, but being able to understand. You know, just because you understand someone in a game doesn't mean you have to relate to them. But I also like having the ability to do that. So, with all of that in mind, here are my top 5 favorite games throughout to anywhere from like 2020 to 2021. Like up until now, September 9th. Actually, I suppose at the time I'm recording, it's September 10th. 2020. I forgot the year for a second there, sorry. But coming in at number 5 being Dauntless. Dauntless is, if you don't know what it is an MMO. It is based around party fighting and playing with friends. You go and you fight gigantic behemoths and try and like break parts off of them, and each one has their own lore, and each character has their own lore behind it. So you can get super into it if you want to. I personally don't. But there's like, every fight is almost like a boss fight, and they're all different, which is absolutely amazing. Like, you start off with, like, you know, obviously some easier stuff that doesn't have too much attacks or dodging involved in it, until you get into things like the legendary behemoths. Those, like, you have to have your dodging times perfect, or you're gonna die a million times. Oh, Christian. If you know who you are, you know who you are. But, yeah, Dauntless, very good game. I have a lot of very good memories throughout. Honestly, I've been playing Dauntless for about 3 years now. I've got a pretty good character going. I play Chainblades. It's really fun. It makes it feel like it's not grindy, even though the game literally is built around grinding. But at the same time, it doesn't feel like it, because every encounter is just that little bit different, but similar enough to where you know what you're doing. If that makes sense. Really good game. It's free. You don't have to have any subscriptions to play online with people or your friends. So I heavily recommend it. I played it on everything on here I've played on PlayStation 4, except I've played one other title, which I'll say which one it is once we get there on computer, and then I've also played Dauntless on computer. But yeah, very good game. If you're looking for a good game to play with friends, I heavily recommend it. It's only on console and PC, but yeah, I would definitely check it out. Coming in at number 4 is Far Cry 3, which is actually what I'm playing in this little voiceover here. This is an old game from like the start of PlayStation 3 era. This game is known for having the best Far Cry villain, the best Far Cry story, and I easily agree. Voss is the best Far Cry villain by far. And spoiler alert, he dies way too early. You kill him so early in the game, and then things are okay for a while after that, and then the whole Hoyt storyline, the game just falls apart. I know people that will literally kill Voss, play for an hour later, and then start a new game, literally just because they don't want to play through Hoyt's part, because the story just crumbles. But you know, I am going to go back, and pretty much any time I play on through now, that's honestly probably what I'm going to do. It's just because the part with Hoyt's storyline is so like, it's so sloppy and messy. But the thing with this game is its antagonists, they were smart, which is not, and like, that's not a running theme in Far Cry 5 or like any of the Far Cry games. None of the antagonists are really that smart, but these ones, like, they will constantly outplay you. They will have you outgunned, outmanned, outsmarted in pretty much every scenario, which makes it absolutely amazing. Kitty, I'm trying to do something here. But as I was saying, so it's a very good game, very solid gameplay mechanics. Kitty, you're distracting me. How dare you? Shit. What are your top 5 games, Kitty? Huh? Let me know. Let me know your guys' top 5 games, actually. Let me know down in the comments. But anyways, yeah, very solid gameplay mechanics. I like the I like the world for it, considering how old of a game it is. I played it in 2021, played through it, and the game still holds up pretty damn good, considering it came out at the start of PlayStation 3 era. And I don't know what era for Xbox. I don't mess around with the Xbox. But it's obviously, as you can tell by looking at this, the graphics aren't amazing or anything, but you know, you can't expect anything crazy or insane for a game that was on the PlayStation 3, let alone the start of PlayStation 3. But good game, good story until after you kill Voss, then it's just straight dog water. But yeah, I recommend it to people that are looking for something new if they haven't played it already. It is, like, you hear a lot of people hyping it up. It is genuinely a really good game, despite the whole part with Hoyt. But yeah, it's only single player, but if you guys want to check it out, I heavily recommend it. You can get it on PlayStation 3, 4. I believe they have a version of it for 5. I don't know which Xboxes, but I know it's on Xbox. And then it's also on PC. But coming in at number 3, and it's weird having this one at 3, Minecraft. Usually this is like 1 or 2 for me, but it's at the moment it's at 3. And this is the other one that I've played on PC. Now the reason that this is 3 and not like 1 or 2 is Minecraft's been dying a little bit for me. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I have at least 650 hours in my one world. I'm not even kidding. It's terrible, I know. But, like, I've done literally everything that I feel I can do, you know? Like, I'm at the limits of my creativity. I have a huge-ass house. I have a lot of diamonds, a lot of beacons. I have all the food that I could want. I've beaten the Ender Dragon, I don't even know how many times. I've beaten the Wither, I don't know how many times. I have a bunch of different types of farms. The game is just broken now. It's not bad. It's just the game feels so broken now. Once you get automation and stuff set up, it's no fun anymore. There's not the ungrindy grind to it anymore, you know? But Minecraft is a game that I grew up on. I've been playing Minecraft for years. It started out, I played it on mobile for like 5 years, and then I played a super shitty emulated port for PC, not even like official Java or anything, and it probably loaded my PC with viruses. But I did it anyways, and then I got it on PlayStation 4, and I fell in love with it again. Like I said, dumped about 650 hours, somewhere around there, into my world, and I really like the flow of it, because the flow can be literally whatever you make it. It doesn't matter if you're bad, it doesn't matter if you're good. It's still a fun game. It's fun by yourself, and it's fun to play with people. Not many games can do both of those, like, at all. And another thing I like is the game doesn't have a story, because you make your own, and you make your own lore and story behind it, which I'm a really big fan of. But yeah, Minecraft has taken a rough 3 just because none of like the new game features that are coming out are just kind of meh. They're not really good for players that have gotten as far in. You know, it's like, oh yeah, I can sit around for 20 minutes, we'll gather a stack of this, and this. Oh, this biome is cool, but it has literally nothing to offer except a new color of grass and water. I don't even know anymore. But yeah, it's taken a hard 3. I would move it up a little bit if the newer things coming out for it were more intriguing. But coming at number 2 is Far Cry 5. I know 3 is already on the list, but I also played through 5. 5 is a very, very good game. There's a lot of people that say it is not, and quite honestly, I don't understand why they say that. The story is solid in there. I'm not too crazy big on the character. Like the characters' personalities and everything, that I'm not too keen on. I think those could have been a lot better, but they at least have things behind them that you can read up on, you know, like there's things before it had happened that you can read up on, which I liked. The ending was absolutely whack. I'm not sure if I love it or I hate it. I'm still thinking about that. But that game caused a lot of near-death controller experiences. Like, my controller almost died like a million times playing through this game, just because of how pissed I got. Because I played it on normal, and then I played it on New Game Plus Hard, and then I tried it on New Game Plus Infamous, and I quit. Because it was way too far above my skill level. But that's another one. Like I said, solid story, wish the characters were better. The open world is very, very, very detailed. You could spend hundreds and hundreds of hours literally just in one of the regions searching through everything and still not have found everything. I have not played the sequel to it yet, though, New Dawn. I'm hoping to be able to play that within the next year or two. I've heard that one's pretty decent. But, yeah. One thing is the pacing was a little bit weird because it seemed like John's region just drug ass. Like, it takes forever whenever I'm doing it. Faith's region flies by, and Jacob's region flies by until the boss fight where I spend 2 hours on it, and I almost have to buy a new controller because his fights are such fucking bullshit. They're such bullshit. But, while I say I raged at it a lot and it was such bullshit, most of the time it was me being stupid rather than the game being stupid, which if you can get me to admit to that, if a game can make me admit to being actually bad at it rather than the game being bad, you've already won a place in my heart and probably a lot of other people's, because it is very hard to do that. But moving on to number 1. This probably isn't too much of a surprise to anyone, but Days Gone. So, I blabber on and on about Days Gone. And Days Gone is a game that I can't play on the channel, really, just because of it's how do I explain it? It's constant travel. It's so bike related, bike is in like motorcycle. And it's so like the gameplay watching it is slow and boring and dumb, but actually playing the game is one of the most exhilarating feelings ever. It's like, oh my god, is he gonna see me? Is he not gonna see me? It's another game you can set the pace yourself. You can kind of do different builds through it, but not really too much. The hordes in it are absolutely terrifying. It's one of the few games at the end where I cried. I cried like a little bitch when I finished this game, which I don't often admit, so props to you. I think Insomniac Studios, right? I think. I could be wrong. But amazing story. All of the characters were absolutely, like, they were all, like, their personality was all very, very different, and when one of them died or one of them gets near death, you're just like, oh shit, please don't die. Or, I swear to God, if you don't die, I'm going to be pissed. You know, like, you really got connected to the characters in that game. And you had to be smart throughout the game, like, especially with money. Like, you gotta be smart with that shit. You gotta know which amount of bullets to buy, if you're gonna have enough money to get through the next camp, or if you have a little left over to buy a gun or upgrade your bike. You know, money management is huge early on in that game. But like I said, very, very good story, very, very good characters, very scary moments, cried at the end like a little bitch. But those are my top 5 games up to from 0 to fuck, what am I now? 14? Gonna be 15? I think something. I don't even remember my own age now. Jesus Christ. But yeah, those are my top 5 games right now. Let me know what you guys is. Like, if you agree, disagree with anything on my list, what are your top 5? What makes a game your favorite? And, yeah, on that, I'm gonna leave her here. Thank you guys so much for watching. And, yeah, you should like, subscribe. Most importantly, guys, stay cool. Peace out.